Injured animal at his doorstep was a powerful alien princess seeking refuge. The stowaway in the ruins. Zara Hayashi knew that salvage archaeologists weren't supposed to bring home souvenirs, especially living ones. Yet here she was, dragging a half-conscious, definitely non-human entity through the service corridors of Meridian Station. Just a little further, she muttered, more to herself than to her unexpected companion. The being, humanoid but with skin that rippled with bioluminescent patterns like flowing water, made a sound like wind chimes in response. 3 hours earlier, Zara had been doing routine salvage work in the abandoned Nexus 9 station, a derelict orbital platform that had once served as a research outpost before the corporate wars. The station had been abandoned for decades, its secrets and salvageable tech slowly being stripped by scavengers like her who worked under tenuous, historical recovery permits. Zara had been mapping a previously unexplored section when her scanner picked up unusual energy readings. Following them had led her to a sealed compartment, and inside, this being, curled in what appeared to be some kind of stasis pod, wounded and leaking a phosphorescent fluid. "You're heavier than you look," she grunted, finally reaching her quarters. The door hissed shut behind them, and she eased her strange guest onto her cot. The being's eyes, all 4 of them, fluttered open. They were mesmerizing, like opals catching light, with no discernible pupils. "Can you understand me?" Zara asked, reaching for her medkit. The being tilted its head, the motion oddly fluid. Then it spoke, its voice resonating with harmonics that made Zara's teeth tingle. "Your language. Primitive but functional." Zara raised an eyebrow. "Charming. You're bleeding some kind of glowing, whatever, all over my only bed. Care to explain what you were doing in a stasis pod on an abandoned station?" "Hiding." The being attempted to sit up, wincing with a sound like crystal breaking. "The wound, containment field breach. Not life-threatening, but debilitating." Zara opened her medkit. "I'm not exactly trained in alien physiology." "Your designation?" "My name is Zara. Zara Hayashi." "And you are?" The being seemed to consider this. "You may call me Thelxian. Your assistance is unexpected. Most of your kind would have reported my presence." "Most of my kind aren't working quasi-legally in abandoned stations," Zara replied dryly. "Besides, the Interstellar Unity Commission would confiscate you faster than I could say, First Contact Protocol. I've seen what they do with anomalous entities." Thelxian nodded, a gesture clearly learned rather than instinctive. "Your assessment is accurate. The IUC serves other interests." Zara dabbed at the luminescent fluid with a sterile pad. It felt cool to the touch, more like liquid metal than blood. "So what are you, exactly? And don't say, a traveler from beyond or some cryptic nonsense. I'm helping you, I deserve straight answers." Thelxian's skin rippled, patterns shifting into what Zara somehow intuited was amusement. "I am a refugee. My species calls itself the Lumini. We are few, and we are hunted." "Hunted by whom?" "The hegemony. They seek what we naturally possess, the ability to manipulate quantum fields through biological means." Zara paused. "You're saying you're basically a living quantum computer?" "A crude but not inaccurate comparison." Zara whistled low. "No wonder someone's after you. That kind of tech is not technology," Thelxian corrected sharply. "It is our essence. And they do not wish to learn from us. They wish to extract it." The implications hung heavy in the recycled air of Zara's quarters. She'd heard rumors of black market trade in exotic biologicals, but this was beyond anything in her experience. "How badly are you hurt?" she asked finally. "The physical damage is manageable. But my energy reserves are critically depleted. I require—" Thelxian paused, seeming to search for words. "Restoration. Food. Water. Electricity." Zara offered. "Light. Specific wavelengths. And certain mineral compounds. Thelxian's luminescence dimmed slightly. Without them, I cannot heal properly. Zara ran a hand through her short, dark hair. Well, lucky for you, I happen to have friends in the mineral business. But keeping you hidden won't be easy. Meridian has security protocols, even in the salvage section. I can assist with concealment, Thelxian said. Once I have regained minimal function. As if to demonstrate, the patterns on Thelxian's skin shifted, taking on the dull gray of Zara's cot. The effect wasn't perfect, there was still a shimmer of movement, but it was impressive. Adaptive camouflage, Zara murmured. Handy trick. A basic defensive measure for my kind. Zara began to clean away more of the luminescent fluid. So how did you end up in stasis on Nexus 9? I was traveling with a scientific exchange when our vessel was attacked. The stasis pod was an escape measure, it masked my biological signature and placed me in suspended animation until rescue could arrive. How long ago was this? Thelxian's patterns dimmed. Based on your chronological system, approximately 73 of your years. Zara nearly dropped her medkit. 73 years. You've been in stasis for 7 decades. Yes. Much has changed, I perceive. You could say that, Zara replied, mind racing. The corporate wars happened. The Unity Commission formed. We've colonized 3 new solar systems. And my people? The Lumini? Something in Thelxian's tone made Zara hesitate. I've never heard of them. But that doesn't mean anything. I'm not exactly up on xenobiology. The patterns on Thelxian's skin darkened to a deep indigo. I see. Zara's comm unit chimed, making her jump. She crossed quickly to the terminal. Hayashi here. Zara, it's Rashid. The voice of Meridian's security chief crackled through the speaker. We've got anomalous readings in your sector. Scanners picking up unusual energy signatures. Anything to report? Zara glanced at Thelxian, whose camouflage had intensified, almost perfectly matching the cot now. Probably my salvage equipment, she lied smoothly. Brought back some old tech from Nexus 9 today. Could be leaking radiation. Rashid sounded unconvinced. I'm sending a tech team to check it out. No need, Zara said quickly. I'm running diagnostics now. I'll contain anything problematic and file a full report. A pause. You have 1 hour, Hayashi. Then I'm sending the team. The comm clicked off. Zara turned to Thelxian, whose opalescent eyes were fixed on her. We have a problem, she said. Indeed. Your security chief is correct. My presence creates quantum disturbances that your instruments can detect. Can you do anything about that? Not in my current state. Thelxian attempted to rise, then sank back. I require those minerals and light sources I mentioned. Without them, I cannot properly regulate my energy emissions. Zara chewed her lip, thinking. My friend Juno in hydroponics might help. She has specialized growing lights for her rare plants. And Deacon in geology, he handles all sorts of mineral samples. Your associates can be trusted. Juno hates authority more than I do, and Deacon owes me for covering up a contraband crystal shipment last month. Zara grabbed her jacket. Stay here. Try to keep glowing to a minimum. Zara Hayashi. Thelxian's voice stopped her at the door. You risk much for an unknown entity. Why? Zara considered the question. Everyone deserves a chance, she said finally. Besides, I've always had a soft spot for strays. As she slipped into the corridor, her mind was already calculating risks and possibilities. Having an alien refugee, possibly the last of its kind, in her quarters was definitely not in her salvage archaeologist job description. Particularly one being hunted by something called the hegemony. But there was something in those opalescent eyes that called to her. Something ancient and wise and desperately alone. And Zara Hayashi had never been very good at walking away from those in need, even when they came wrapped in luminescent, quantum-manipulating alien packages. As she hurried through Meridian's corridors toward hydroponics, she wondered if helping Thelxian might just be the biggest salvage operation of her career, or the last. Sanctuary among the stars. Approaching Outpost Vega 7, Zara announced, easing the stolen maintenance shuttle into a lower orbit. Let's hope your friend is as discreet as you claim. Thelxian stood behind her, fully recovered after 3 tense days of hiding on Meridian Station. The luminescent patterns flowing across their skin now pulsed with vitality, shifting between deep blues and vibrant purples as they gazed at the small research station below. Dar. Nassim Abra values knowledge above politics, Thelxian replied. And they understand the importance of preserving unique biological entities. Let's hope that extends to harboring fugitives, Zara muttered. Their escape from Meridian had been narrow. Rashid's security team had eventually detected Thelxian's energy signature despite their best efforts at concealment. Only Juno's quick thinking, creating a hydroponic system failure that flooded 3 decks with harmless but foul-smelling algae, had given them the diversion needed to borrow the maintenance shuttle. Now they were approaching a remote research outpost, one of dozens scattered throughout the asteroid belt, this one specializing in xenobiology. Incoming transmission, announced the shuttle's computer. A stern face appeared on the viewscreen, dark eyes scrutinizing them beneath close-cropped silver hair. Unidentified shuttle, this is Dr. Nassim Abra of Outpost Vega 7. You are approaching restricted space. Identify yourself. Dr. Abra, Thelxian moved into view, their voice resonating with those strange harmonics. I am Thelxian of the Lumini. We spoke many cycles ago at the Xenobiological Conference on Europa. Abra's eyes widened. The Lumini are extinct. They disappeared after the hegemony purge 70 years ago. Not extinct. Hidden. I have been in stasis until this human salvage expert discovered me. Abra's gaze shifted to Zara, who gave an awkward wave. Hi. Zara Hayashi. Sorry about the unannounced visit, but we're kind of being hunted by corporate thugs and interstellar authorities. Lumini physiology was revolutionary, Abra murmured, almost to themselves. Natural quantum manipulation capabilities. I studied the fragmented records for years. Their eyes narrowed. Dock at Bay 3. Security Protocols Gamma 9. I want to meet this supposed Lumini myself. The screen went dark. Well, they didn't immediately call the Unity Commission, Zara said. That's promising. Nassim Abra's curiosity outweighs their caution, Thelxian replied. A trait we must hope works in our favor. 40 minutes later, they stood in Abra's lab as the xenobiologist circled Thelxian with obvious fascination. Extraordinary, Abra murmured, scanning with a handheld device. The quantum field distortions are exactly as the old research described. And the bioluminescent communication patterns, they're actually manipulating light at the photon level. I am not a specimen, Doctor, Thelxian said mildly. Abra looked up, abashed. My apologies. Professional curiosity. It's just, your people were thought lost forever after the hegemony attacks. And yet here I stand. Yes. Abra's expression grew serious. Which raises several questions. Why were the Lumini targeted? And why, after 70 years, would you emerge now? Zara leaned against a lab table. The stasis pod was damaged. From what we can tell, it was supposed to release Thelxian after a short period, but something malfunctioned. I was to rendezvous with others of my kind, Thelxian added. A sanctuary had been prepared. But now. Their patterns dimmed to a sorrowful blue. Now you may be the last, Abra finished gently. Thelxian's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. Unknown. But possible. The hegemony wanted their quantum abilities, Zara explained. Apparently you can't just reverse engineer living quantum computers. Not computers, both Thelxian and Abra corrected simultaneously. Right, sorry. Zara raised her hands in surrender. The point is, if anyone finds out Thelxian is here, we'll have more than just Meridian security to worry about. Abra nodded slowly. The Interstellar Unity Commission has standing protocols regarding biologicals of strategic importance. They would claim jurisdiction immediately. And behind them, the hegemony waits, Thelxian said. Different names, same purpose. Abra moved to a secure terminal, fingers flying across the interface. I need to show you something. After the purported extinction of the Lumini, their homeworld was quarantined. Official reason, contaminants. Unofficial reason. They pulled up a series of satellite images showing a planet with familiar blue-purple continents. Continuous mining operations. Zara squinted at the images. Mining for what? Crystalline deposits unique to that world. The same crystals that, according to old research, the Lumini used to amplify their quantum abilities. Thelxian moved closer to the screen, patterns shifting to an agitated crimson. These images, recent. Last month, Abra confirmed. I have a colleague at the Astronomical Survey who sends me interesting findings. Look here, they zoomed in on a particular region, construction. Massive facilities. They're building something, Zara said. Something big. Harvesting facilities, Thelxian's voice had taken on a hollow quality. They believe more of my kind may remain in stasis, hidden beneath the surface. They seek to extract us. Zara felt cold. Extract. Like mining. Yes. But not for minerals. Thelxian's patterns had darkened to nearly black. For what we are. What we can do. Abra looked grim. The applications of biological quantum manipulation would be revolutionary. Instantaneous communication. Unbreakable encryption. Even weapons. We are not weapons, Thelxian said quietly. We are caretakers. Historians. Our ability exists to preserve knowledge, to tend to the quantum fabric itself. A sudden alarm blared through the lab. Abra rushed to another terminal. Proximity alert. Vessel approaching, IUC markings. Zara swore. They tracked the shuttle. How quickly can you cloak Thelxian's energy signature? Abra asked, already disabling security cameras. Not quickly enough, Zara admitted. We'd need specialized equipment. There may be another way, Thelxian interrupted. Their patterns had shifted to a determined goal. Dr. Abra, your facility contains prototype quantum shields for your deep space probes, correct? Abra blinked. Yes, but they're experimental, designed to protect sensitive measurements from cosmic interference. They could be reconfigured. With my assistance. Understanding dawned on the doctor's face. You could use them to mask your own quantum signature. Precisely. But I would need access to your crystal stores. Xenite. Rhodium crystalline compounds. Abra hesitated only momentarily before nodding. Storage Bay 5. MS. Hayashi, can you buy us time? Me? How? You're a salvage archaeologist with a stolen shuttle, Abra said dryly. Create a convincing story about why you're at a research outpost. Zara groaned. Fine. But if I end up in an IUC detention center, you two better break me out. As Abra and Thelxian hurried out, Zara made her way to the docking area. Through the viewport, she could see the sleek IUC vessel preparing to dock. Her mind raced through potential stories, settling on one that might just work. 20 minutes later, she faced two stern IUC officers in the outpost's small reception area. As I explained, Commander Villar, I'm delivering specialized salvage components to DR. Abra, Zara gestured to the crates she'd hastily filled with random parts from the shuttle. Check my authorization if you want. Filing FX 776/B. The commander, a sharp-featured woman with cybernetic enhancements visible at her temples, studied a datapad. There's no record of this delivery in the central system. Remote outposts often have delayed data syncs, Zara shrugged. Ask Dr. Abra yourself. We intend to, the second officer said. Once we complete our sweep for quantum anomalies detected in this sector. Zara kept her expression neutral. Quantum anomalies? Sounds serious. Potentially dangerous technology, Commander Villar replied. Or species. Species? Zara feigned surprise. Like what? Some kind of space whale? The officers didn't smile. Our sweep will take approximately 2 hours. You are to remain here until cleared. Whatever you say. Zara settled into a chair, heart pounding. 2 hours. She hoped Felchen and Abra could work faster than that. 90 minutes later, Zara was still maintaining her charade when the outpost lights flickered. Emergency systems engaged with a low hum. What's happening? Commander Villar demanded. Standard power fluctuation, Zara improvised. These old outposts, you know how it is. The commander wasn't listening, already speaking into her comm unit. Team 2, report. Have you located the source of the anomaly? The response was garbled, but the commander's expression hardened. Lock down the facility, she ordered. No one leaves. Zara's communicator vibrated subtly against her wrist. A text-only message scrolled across its surface, Shuttle Bay 2. Now. I need to use the facilities, Zara announced, standing. Sit down, the second officer ordered. Look, I've been holding it for an hour. Unless you want a mess. Fine. Officer Jansen, escort her. Zara allowed herself to be led down the corridor toward the restrooms, calculating distances and timing. When they passed a junction, she made her move, driving her elbow into the officer's solar plexus and following with a quick strike to the nerve cluster at the neck, a trick she'd learned from less-than-legal salvage operations in contested zones. The officer crumpled, and Zara ran. She found Felchen and Abra in Shuttle Bay 2, loading equipment into a research vessel significantly more advanced than the maintenance shuttle they'd arrived in. The IUC is locking down the station, she gasped. We know, Abra replied, not looking up from the control panel they were reconfiguring. But they're looking in the wrong places. Felchen's modifications to our quantum shielding have created a sort of echo chamber. Multiple false signatures. Felchen's patterns swirled with determination as they worked alongside the doctor. The crystals from my homeworld, they explained to Zara. They allow for precision I couldn't achieve before. That's great, but we need to go, Zara urged. Now. One moment, Felchen pressed their palm against a crystalline matrix embedded in what looked like a crown or headdress. The device pulsed with light that matched Felchen's patterns. There. It is done. Abra looked up, expression reverent. The royal diadem. I thought it was just a legend. Royal? Zara blinked. Wait, are you? Later, Felchen said, boarding the shuttle. We must depart immediately. Abra handed Zara a data crystal. Coordinates. A place beyond IUC jurisdiction where others interested in protecting unique species have gathered. You're not coming. I'll delay them here. Create confusion about where you've gone. Abra smiled grimly. Besides, someone needs to continue legitimate research. To remind people why diversity, in all its forms, matters. Alarms blared as the shuttle bay doors began to close automatically. Go. Abra shouted, overriding the sequence from a terminal. Zara took the controls, guiding the research vessel out just as the massive doors slid shut behind them. She punched in the coordinates from Abra's crystal, and the engines hummed with unexpected power. This ship is significantly enhanced, Felchen observed, settling into the co-pilot seat. Abra doesn't do anything halfway, Zara replied, watching the IUC vessel grow smaller on their viewscreen as they accelerated. So, royal diadem? Thelkshan's patterns shifted to something like embarrassment. I am what your kind might call a keeper of histories. A guardian of my people's collective knowledge. That sounds an awful lot like royalty to me. The concept is not perfectly translatable. But Thelkshan's patterns betrayed them, sparkling with what Zara now recognized as pride. Well, Your Highness, Zara said with mock formality, where to now? These coordinates lead to the outer rim. To others who understand the value of preservation, Thelkshan replied. A sanctuary for those the powerful would exploit or eradicate. As they accelerated beyond Vega 7's gravity well, Zara considered the strange path that had led her here, from scavenging abandoned tech to fleeing authorities with an alien royal who manipulated quantum reality. You know, she said, setting the course, I was just trying to make a living salvaging old junk. Now I'm harboring alien royalty and running from interstellar authorities. Thelkshan's patterns rippled with what Zara now recognized as their version of laughter. And yet you do not seem particularly distressed by this development. Zara grinned. Let's just say life was getting a little predictable. She looked out at the stars streaking past. Besides, seems to me like your people's collective knowledge might be worth protecting. It is, Thelkshan said solemnly. And you, Zara Hayashi, have proven yourself a most unexpected guardian. As the research vessel accelerated toward the outer rim, Zara reflected that she'd salvaged many things in her career, ancient tech, valuable data, forgotten artifacts. But helping save the last guardian of an ancient species? That was definitely a first. And as Thelkshan's patterns swirled beside her, communicating gratitude and something like friendship, she decided it might just be her most valuable salvage yet.